Hello, everybody. Welcome to MAWS Talks Wrestling. We are your hosts. I am LunaKage,
And I am Glenburg.
and this is immediately after Money in the Bank 2014 is when we're recording this. It's 11:12 for me.
And 10, 12 for me.
Yeah, so this is right after Money in the Bank. I guess you could say it's like a reaction review video,
hmm
which is funny because the show that we just watched wasn't anything super special,
hmm
and I guess that is more so because the ending of the whole show just left you with a feeling of damn, ev-
What happens now?
everything kind of sucks. Even though when you think back on it, most of the things in this pay per view were pretty good. Just one of those examples of how an ending can kind of just spoil shit.
like, how in the first Money in the Bank ladder match, assuming everyone watched it, how Kane basically helped Seth Rollins towards the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, I guess we can go down the list though, because I
Yeah.
was surprised and happy that the Money in the Bank match didn't open the show.
Yeah. Me too, because I was actually getting home late.
Yep. It opened up. Well, first of all, I guess Daniel Bryan on the pre-show. Um,
Yeah.
the reaction he got was still huge, which was nice. You know,
Yeah.
it's good to get that affirmation every once in a while, but he said that there was a chance that he might have to get another surgery on his
Yeah.
neck. Like things aren't going too well.
Mm. Man, I wonder how he's gonna hold up when he comes back.
Should be all right as long as he can come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Then
Just don't be a
yeah,
boner,
then
a believer.
yeah, then Bo Dallas came out and you know he made a funny ass joke to me.
uh,
It was funny as fuck to me at least. He
yeah.
said, I forget the exact wording of it, but he basically said that the situation that Daniel Bryan was in must have been a real pain in the neck.
Uh huh.
It's funny because of the neck surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
other than that, that was pretty much it. We got to see Daniel Bryan come back. He's still fucking getting cheered like crazy. But that was really all that was for. On to the main show, we had the Usos versus the Wyatts,
Mhm.
and this was the only outcome that I actually got incorrect with what I thought was going to happen. I thought for sure that the Wyatts were going to actually win. I mean, it all kind of seemed like it was, everything was lining up. Like, the
Yeah.
Wyatts got a brand new theme and stuff. They were,
They had a lot of momentum going into Money in the Bank.
yeah. But I,
There were times in the match where it looked like they were going to win
yeah,
too.
but I know it's not over. The match itself was good. It wasn't super long, but it wasn't super short either, and it was a good match. If the way I see it, if the tag team division keeps having matches like that with the teams that we still have and
Uh huh.
might be coming up from NXT, if we keep having matches like that, then the tag team division's going to be pretty okay from now on.
Mhm.
But the Usos
That,
ended up winning it.
yeah. So they're probably gonna hold it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
think
most of.
I don't think this program is over between them though. But what might be happening is that they might be might be saving the Usos for the Ascension. I think might be a
Mhm.
possibility.
I can see that because the Ascension would need their first big major win if they're going to transition to Raw.
Right.
Yeah, and I can see it taking off the biggest baby faces right now.
After that match, we had Paige versus Naomi, and I was right on this outcome. And thank Christ, because I fucking I hate the Funkadactyls at this point.
Yeah. Well, they're more like jealous as hell. Well, Cameron is jealous as hell
Yeah.
at Naomi, but to give her credit though, Naomi does some really cool shit in the
I
ring.
mean,
Like,
Naomi's getting pretty alright, and she's toned it down on her ass based offense.
yeah,
Freaking Paige kicked out of the move that used to be her finisher, that I couldn't stand. So luckily
uh,
that pretty much means that's not her finisher anymore. The rear view.
yeah, or kicked out of the twerk
Yeah,
flip pain.
yeah, yeah. Fucking yeah, like Naomi is like becoming the fucking the diva version of Sheamus or something. She's got all these fucking finishing moves now. She uses I guess her actual finishing move right now is like a sloppy variation of the eye of the hurricane. I don't know what she called it. They didn't give it a name, but it was the move that she used to beat Paige on main event that 2 weeks ago that got her this title match in the first place.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but I was glad she didn't win because I don't really like her. I think she looks like a piece of crap, and she's okay in the ring, but I mean,
She tries. It was a better. I think it was a better Divas match than most of them. At least it was competitive, and Paige didn't look like she was getting beat up like
yeah, I mean the
75%
match the
of the
match was
match.
good for how much time it got. Like it was definitely a step up from what we're kind of used to on the main roster stuff.
Right. Yeah, not quite like the NXT levels
Right.
of Divas matches, but it was still good.
Right, and I guess Paige debuted a new finishing move. Don't know what she calls it.
Hmm.
No one's got names for their moves right now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
we're turning another page.
yeah, it's kind of like it looked like it was about to be a suplex, but it wasn't. Like it ended up being a DDT of some kind, where she held them like like it was a DDT, lifted them slightly, and then rested her opponent's knees on her hips or something. Like, if I were to call it anything, I would call it a package DDT.
Hmm.
That's kind of what I would call it, but I don't know. So Paige won that one. It was a pretty alright match, despite it being a short Divas match.
Um, Let me see. I was seeing if they already put it on like Wikipedia or something.
Um,
Yeah, it's not there.
well,
Okay.
and I believe what was after that one?
The what's the name? Damian Sandow match and Adam Rose, where he dressed up like the historian dude or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
That match was not a match. It was just whatever. It was it was a free TV match that they put on the pay-per-view.
I'm guessing that Damian Sandow's gimmick is just to be a character who's trying to find a gimmick.
Um, I don't know.
Like
I think
that's his gimmick.
just like I think I mentioned it before on the show. It just looks like they're trying to bring back what was good about the Edge and Christian stuff way back in the day. How
Hmm.
they always used to come out dressed up as something silly and goofy and shit.
Right.
So they're probably building to that, but I don't know. Like it looks like they're kinda building Sandow a little bit. I don't think he's just going to be a jobber forever, but who knows? Maybe he will be. I was really surprised though when Adam Rose kicked out of his finishing move. The
Right.
You're Welcome, the full Nelson Slam. He kicked out of it. I was like, wow. We've really
Hmm.
reached this level of low, haven't we?
You're welcome.
Right.
Now he's gonna get a push. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right after that was the first Money in the Bank match.
Yep. It was a good match, pretty much all around, and it it did something that I thought was unthinkable. It made me believe for like a second there that Kofi was gonna win.
I was hoping Kofi won too. Like especially all the stuff he did throughout the match, like when they pushed the ladder and then he actually landed on the ropes
Yeah.
and then did the dive. Like, I mean,
Like when he
that hasn't been
when he
improv.
flipped Seth Rollins over and he was left on the ladder, and no one was there to
Yes.
get to him. Like I was like, the only thing I was saying was like, no way. Like every single time he took a step on that ladder, and then he got his hands not on the belt or not on the case, but on the hook. You know,
Right.
which is normally a tell. Like, oh, that means you win. You know, they're putting their hands on the hook to unhook it. So like, he had his hands on that. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. And then he got, he got pulled down, and I was like, oh god. Fucking damn
Man.
near gave me a heart attack.
Right, like this is actually gonna happen.
Right. We had a spot where Dean Ambrose got pulled off of the ladder, but reversed that into a DDT, and I guess landed on his shoulder. So like they played like his shoulder was injured. The referees or the EMTs or whatever tried to get him out of the match.
I hear lots of noise.
Yeah, that's somebody's doing laundry.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
I mean, you can't avoid that. um,
Let me see. How do you prepare for like those suplexes off the ladder? Like those type of bumps are
You-
crazy. Like when
you don't.
Ambrose suplex Rollins. Like,
you don't prepare for that kind of stuff. You
man,
just kind of hope that you don't get yourself killed, and that your method of falling is good enough to where you don't fucking get yourself killed. Like, that's pretty much it.
is that like when Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy does those dives off the cage? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a moonsault.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a matter of, I'm comfortable with how this is about to feel, and then you just do it.
I'm comfortable with how that's about to feel.
Yeah. So, basically, near the end there, Dean Ambrose came back out, and he got like a huge fucking crowd reaction. Like that's the kind of thing I like to see and hear. Fucking somebody newer getting that kind of reaction and shit.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, Ambrose was about to win, but then of all people, Kane came out, took out Ambrose, and Seth
Yeah.
won.
Kane.
And see, like, the outcome of that match, I fully expected it. I fully expected it to be Rollins. And, I'm fine with that. Like, I like the fact that Rollins is, the Money in the Bank holder. But Kane, really? You gotta fucking have Kane in every single goddamn thing you do now? Like, why? What the fuck?
Director of Operations.
But it was a good match. The ending was a little silly because of Kane, but if you pretend that the Kane thing didn't happen and Ambrose foot fell asleep or something,
Fell asleep.
then then it's fine. But the match was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. So then Goldust and Stardust against Ryback and Curtis Axel.
Yeah,
I mean, right, just Ryback. So
Ryback and Curtis Axel. Fucking wow, that'd be interesting.
we're a 3-man band.
Ryback, Curtis Axel, and Curtis Axel. They finally did it. They cloned him.
That's just perfect.
From what I saw of that match, it was pretty good. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, which, it's kind of what I do when I don't give a fuck about a match, is that I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, I think Cody really got comfortable with the Stardust character really fast.
I'm sure he did. Like, he's really good at having a shit ton of gimmicks. Like,
Yeah.
he's had a completely different gimmick every year that he's been at Money in the Bank. Like, every year it's been a new gimmick. But from what I did see of the match, it looked pretty good. The ending was nice.
Right.
I don't really,
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Like, do you have anything to fucking add or anything, or what?
I did it. Stardust hit Um, I guess he hit Galaxy to Galaxy or something.
Galaxy to Galaxy.
I don't know what he's gonna call Crossroads.
I guess like he didn't say it like explicitly, but if you paid attention during the part where he tries to hit it, but then gets I think it was Curtis, maybe it was Ryback, but one
Uh-huh.
of the two they squirm out of it. You hear Cole say like he was looking for the falling star there.
Okay.
So I believe the new name for Crossroads is now Falling Star.
Yeah. Okay. Then that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. So he hit the fallen star and got jumped by Curtis Axel afterwards, but then they came back, beat him up in the match.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Rusev and Big E match actually wasn't bad. Like, I guess Rusev actually, they showed that he was more human.
I went to the bathroom for this one.
Basically, Big E was able to get a 2 count off him and was able to get him winded a few times. But and they had a spot where he had the accolade on, and Big E was trying to power out of it, but then Rusev like put it on extra tight,
Yeah.
and then Big E was like, "Nah, man."
Basically, they're just building up to when it's a big deal when Cena finally breaks out of it. That's all it's going to be. Eventually, Rusev is going to get fed
Yeah.
to Cena, and then he's going to
You know, I
start
won't be
dancing
surprised.
with Santino and shit on Superstars. That's just how it goes.
That's sad, but freaking true. I can see that, like, you're gonna have a match against Rusev, just like when Tensai was supposed to be indestructible and then he fought Cena, lost all his credibility.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if that's the match we see at Battleground. Fucking Triple H is like, this is your punishment for winning. We're gonna put you up against Rusev, and then they're gonna have a feud that no one's gonna care about, and then Rusev
Like,
is gonna lose, and Cena overcame the odds. Cena has defeated Russia.
right?
We have won World War III thanks to John Cena.
Then they put up the picture of the president. He looks all sad.
Right. Fucking they have Barack Obama be in Cena's corner.
A picture of Barack Obama smiling.
Um, yeah, I don't care about Rusev. I mean, he's definitely not the average big man, but I hate the foreign heel gimmick so much that I just stop watching whenever it shows up. So I find it extremely hard to care. It was the same thing with fucking what's his face. I can't even remember his name. I give so little shits about him. Fucking
What did he do?
Kali.
Oh yeah.
Like when he showed up, he was the foreign heel. It didn't work then. Doesn't work
Uh-huh.
now. For
Yeah, made him look intimidating. Like, I took out the Undertaker.
The foreign heel gimmick is a fucking, it's an artifact from the past. Like of all the things that they take and keep from the past, that should not be it. you know, fucking
That's like when they were doing all the really when WWE Raw had a shit ton of gimmicks in like '94 and stuff. That's when
right.
that was like gimmick central. But yeah, let me see. Then we had the Layla versus Summer Rae match. I think that was a true bathroom break.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't make it during Paige and Naomi, but it was too early. But that was a good match. But yeah, Layla and Summer Rae was just
I actually
filler.
think they wanted you to see Paige versus Naomi. Like
Yeah, and
being the
I'm
second
glad.
show, being the second match on the card, like
I thought it was a good match, like I said.
right,
But yeah, Summer Rae and Layla, that obviously was just a filler match.
right, like nothing of note happened. It was just fucking
Right, like everybody in the Money in the Bank, take your final bathroom breaks before the 45-minute match.
Yeah, I was really surprised that there were two Divas matches on the card, though.
Because the number of matches.
Right. But I guess that happens when half of your roster is in, two matches.
Yeah, I wonder when. I always wondered, this is kind of goofy, but when before matches, like, do wrestlers, like, what if they gotta, like, do something like really use the washroom and they go up in like 5 minutes or some crap, like.
I'm sure it's happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be in a band, and there were quite a few times that when, like, right when I was about to go on stage, I had to shit really bad, so
That's terrible.
I'm sure it's happened in the wrestling business too,
Right.
But Layla ended up winning that match.
Very anticlimactic match.
I mean, no one cared. I don't.
Yeah.
The only reason anybody cares about Layla is because she's hot in a thick sort of way. Even though, like, she's not, fat or anything. You could probably barely call her thick, but putting her next to somebody like Summer Rae, like, she's definitely got a lot more, thickness to her.
Yeah.
And Summer Rae, I think, looks like a troll. So, I mean, yeah, that was it. Like, the Fandango thing is kind of played out. Like, it seems like they don't know what they want to do with him.
He was gonna die, but then the fans brought him back, and he was the thing. I think they really did try to force Fandango when they found out that people actually were doing a dance. But the Yes movement was the real thing that they ended up embracing.
Right. Yeah, so that match was unimportant. Layla won. Summer Rae cried, and I kind of felt for her because I got a thing for chicks that cry. It's fucked up. I got a Papa Bear complex. What can I say? But other than that, that was it. The match after that, wasn't it the main event? I'm pretty sure that's it, right?
Yeah, it went into the main event.
Main event. All these people, couple of new stars, couple of good spots too. I'm surprised because fucking Cesaro and Sheamus actually had the two coolest moments. The one where frickin' they had two ladders kind of tangled up and they tipped it over.
Oh, I love that, the A ladder.
Yeah, and like they tipped it over and fucking Cesaro was literally like hanging off the ladder, and that was fucking cool. Then you had the part where both Cesaro and Sheamus are both literally hanging from the belts. That was pretty cool.
And they had Roman Reigns get all Incredible Hulk and like pick it up.
Right. Other than that, like, it was just a standard ladder match. It wasn't really anything super exciting. The first ladder match was obviously better in every way, including the ending. The ending was way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, fucking, the whole time Kane was helping Orton. But then Cena comes in and
it had a pretty good pace with
takes out Kane, takes out Orton. Cena wins.
It's always funny how the pace of these matches go. Like, everyone has their rest breaks, and then all right, okay, go, and like 5 people try to climb up the ladder at once.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best way to book one of those kind of matches. I mean, unless you're just going to have everybody just do a spot, then you guys do a spot, then you guys do a spot, but that's kind of how the old school TLC matches between the Hardys, Edge and Christian and Dudley's kind of went.
Right.
But even then, like, there were still plenty of times where a lot of the other guys were kind of, resting, because they took a big move, rolled out of the ring, and they were kind of chilling outside, just selling.
Right.
But yeah, it kind of works because you don't want, all 8 guys doing something all the time, because that would be fucking retarded. Like even in the TLC matches of old, like there were plenty of times where you would have, you know, 2 guys fighting outside the ring, 2 guys fighting inside the ring, and then 2 guys fighting on the ramp. And, you know, you couldn't really keep up with all that action. Like, you would end up missing stuff.
Right. Or let's focus on the guys on the stage. Let's focus on the guys in the crowd.
Right. But in, you know, this way, pretty much there's only ever going to be people focusing on the action that's actually happening. So
Right.
you're not going to miss anything.
Mhm.
But, yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I wouldn't call it a good match, but it wasn't a bad match. The guy that I thought was going to win won. Not the guy that I wanted to win. The guy I wanted to win was Bray Wyatt,
Right.
but I kind
Right.
of figured he wasn't going to win. I knew it was going to be Cena. And even though I knew it was going to be Cena, fully expected it to be Cena, and even reasoned with myself on why Cena was a good idea, it still pissed me off. Like,
Like
basically,
he didn't get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship yet, so
right.
yeah.
I mean, there was no way that he was going to retire without holding that belt. You know,
Right.
both belts. But I don't know. Like, pretty much the way I looked at it, as long as it wasn't Randy fucking Orton, I could deal with it. And, you know, the fact that Cena won, I'm glad it wasn't Orton. But, I mean, goddamn, man. Fucking Cena again? Why? You can't... You can't try with anybody else?
He's the safest choice.
I mean, it's fucking boring and stupid, and then you have Cole say that he's the greatest WWE champion, and that's a fucking lie. It's stupid. Stop it. Stop this shit. Like,
I think they're obviously setting up for Rollins to get the belts.
I mean, you can't fucking try anybody else. There was 8 people in this goddamn match. Like, not Orton. Fuck Orton.
Like 3 of the people were like really good potential candidates. We talked about Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Cesaro
I
probably.
mean, Bray Wyatt would have been a great idea if you were going to actually, you know, go ahead with him. The only reason that Cena won is so he can lose the title to Lesnar at SummerSlam. I fully believe that. He's going to have a filler feud at Battleground. You know, he's probably going to beat Rusev or something. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. And then he's going to drop the title at SummerSlam to Brock Lesnar. At least I hope that's the plan. I really hope they're not going to bring Brock Lesnar back and then have him lose to Cena again. You know, fucking...
Right. They'll probably use up all his appearances around that time, too.
Right. Like, what this should do, and the only way that I will be fine with this decision, is if it's to actually put over a new star strong at the end of the day. Which means John Cena, as of right now, is a transitional champion. And I never thought John Cena would ever be a transitional champion. I guess you could say his world title win was a transitional title reign. But I think that was more so a meat and potatoes kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, they wanted him to have the world title so that the unification match would mean something.
Right.
So even though Cena wasn't going to be the one to win it, the only reason why it was Cena was because Cena versus Orton, at least in WWE's mind, was the feud of the PG era. So that could be the only 2 people that could unify those belts. And to be fair, they're kind of right. I mean, what did we want? Fucking Sandow versus Randy Orton to unify the titles? Because like that's the only, like, everybody's really pissed off still that Sandow lost the briefcase when he cashed in on Cena and shit. But I'm not, because it was obvious they were going to unify the titles. It had to be John Cena. but they couldn't keep the briefcase around because of the unified titles. So they had to get rid of the briefcase. The only way to do that is to have the guy that held the briefcase lose it.
Right, right.
So I understand that completely. I don't agree with what they did with him afterwards, shitting him up in the fucking super lower low card. But I mean, it was a necessary evil. You had to have Sandow lose.
Yeah, I think maybe he'll get another chance at some point.
Maybe eventually, kinda, but I don't know. But anyway, like I'm saying, the only way that I will accept this and be happy with it, Cena loses to Lesnar at SummerSlam. Lesnar destroys everybody until potentially even WrestleMania. Use up, maybe sign him to fucking more appearances so that he has to defend his title every pay-per-view until then. Because he is the final boss now. He beat the streak, so that means kayfabe-wise, he's the strongest, most dominant force, period. Now, who they're going to put over at the end and finally have him, be beaten, I don't know. That's not what I'm looking at. But it better be fucking somebody new.
Not like Cena's revenge.
I swear to fucking Jeebus, if he's beaten by another guy that doesn't need it, I'm gonna start drinking.
No longer straight edge.
Right. Fucking, because, it's such a waste. Why does Cena keep needing to be made strong? It's so fucking mind-boggling. He's at the point now where literally you could not hurt him. You could have him job clean to Hornswoggle and he would not be the worse for wear.
Hornswoggle. Oh god, Hornswoggle with the upside.
I mean, every single match he's lost to Punk wasn't clean. The only match between the two with a clean finish was the one that he won. I mean, fucking really? Why? Jesus Christ. Even Austin won clean at some point, I think. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. He did. He lost clean to The Rock, at least once. But, I mean, sure, you could say it was the fucking Rock, but it was fucking CM Punk. This was supposed to be the feud. The feud to end all feuds. One of the guys that brought the best out of Cena and shit.
And then, even so, Cena still can prevail.
Yeah. But that's pretty much Money in the Bank. It's, I don't know. I can't say that I'm super upset about it, especially because, those things that I was expecting to happen happened, and the thing, the whole building up a new star to eventually beat Lesnar for the title might also be happening. But then again, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Things will change. It's funny how they'll do a pay-per-view match and then the Raw or Monday night afterwards, it'll be like a big change that didn't happen at the pay-per-view. What if the Usos and Wyatts had a return match, and then actually that's when the Wyatts won.
Right.
Kind of I remember back when Triple H, I think it was his first Federation World Championship, when he didn't win it in the triple threat match, he won it the following night.
Yeah.
From Mankind, yeah. So.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I know Reigns is going to be getting a big push. Maybe he'll. I hope that he doesn't end up being world champion soon. At least give him a mid-card title. Holy shit. It's fucked up. It's fucked up when you realize that this current United States title run that Sheamus has is his very first mid-card title.
Wow. Wait, really?
I think so, unless I'm mistaken. I could be mistaken.
He started with the WWE Championship, then I thought he had the United States title or a mid-card title at some point.
Did he?
Let me double check that. No, he has to have had another one.
Because I know that's the case with Alberto Del Rio. I don't think he's ever had a mid card title.
Because Sheamus is a two-time. Yeah, he's a two-time United States champ.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, because I was just thinking that was, just the plot of the video game. Where he was a U.S. title holder and then, changed it to the European title.
Plot.
So, yeah, anyway. But I just, like, Brock Lesnar is the perfect example. He's never held a mid-card title. I don't even think he's ever held a tag team title.
Mm-hmm.
The only title he's held is the big title. So...
Brock Lesnar.
Right.
You know what that makes me wonder? If Lesnar is going to come back sooner. Well, if Cena was to have a filler match, like against Rusev or somebody, would Lesnar come back and fight Cesaro or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like Lesnar have a filler match or something.
I don't know. I don't think so, especially if they want to make Brock Lesnar's reign have as many defenses as possible. They're probably going to want to save like as many of his appearances as possible.
Right. Because what you recall, what kind of how many number of appearances he had?
Nope, no idea.
That's an interesting contract, though. Like,
yeah,
you can be on this many matches.
Yeah, I guess we'll see though.
Let's see. Other than that, so we cover Money in the Bank, and I guess we don't really have to go into Raw.
I mean,
oh wait a minute. What's the name? So there's going to be a new signing to WWE.
Really?
Bless you.
A new signing? Who?
Kenta.
Oh yeah, Kenta. I wonder what they're gonna name him.
It's just Kenta.
No, I mean, I wonder what they're gonna name him, because they don't let people keep their names anymore. So
I hope he retains a lot of his style. At least how I won't even mind if it's like how CM Punk and Bryan fought in WWE, where they kind of fought like watered down versions of their indie styles,
right.
But just don't make him like a cruiserweight or something.
I mean, you say watered down, I say WWEized.
Okay, the WWE style, how about that?
Right.
Like, I just hope he can keep his style, but let it be the WWE style and not make him like a Japanese funny gimmick or something, like bring back Mr. Fujin, he's his manager or some shit like that.
I'm thinking that this could be the last chance, the last hope that we get of a CM Punk return. Like, oh shit, Kenta's here? Like, Kenta shows up, starts cutting promos about how his GTS was always the true GTS.
Right, because he was doing it way longer.
Right.
I remember.
Who knows? I have no idea what they're going to do with him. They normally don't treat their Japanese stars very well, but I mean, I guess the thing is,
I guess Kenta's like world class apparently.
Well, I mean, there's that, but I guess like the reason why they're signing him in the first place is because of some kind of deal or partnership that they have going on with some kind of Japanese network or something. Like, kind of why Emma and Paige got called up so soon. I guess they were doing a European tour, so they wanted to have like some strong European champions, like, which is why like Sheamus and fucking Bad News Barrett got their titles and shit. Like, a lot of European champions.
Right.
So who knows? I just hope it's a lot better than Yoshitatsu or fucking Kai and
yeah,
Tai.
like the cruiserweight syndrome. No, please don't happen. Don't let that happen to him.
Right.
And I guess apparently he's referred to, like, career-wise, like Japanese Shawn Michaels, not so much character, but more like his career, having the cruiserweight build, but lots of classic matches.
Right.
And world title reigns, yeah. But nah, I have high hopes for him. I hope that he's not wasted. Let's see. Impact. You want to talk about that?
Um, Not really, and the reason why is because pretty much the only thing that I want to talk about with Impact are spoilers for the next fucking 3 months. So,
That is kind of crazy when you know what's supposed to happen. It's like that's like getting into a show
yeah.
you're gonna watch on Netflix, but you know the ending of it
I
ahead of
mean,
time. So
they already taped Destination X. It's already taped, and fucking literally everything about it was awesome except for, and this is a spoiler. Bobby Lashley is still the TNA champion at the end of the day. That's like the worst part about it. But everything else is kind of just awesome. Like
hmm.
about ever since they did the tapings in New York with the six sided ring reinstated, I guess there's going to be a reboot of TNA. Is what they're trying to say, and
Right.
like they're doing all this crazy shit. And, the Hardy Boys reuniting and fucking yeah, just a bunch of stuff that's pretty much all spoilers. So
Man, so how long do we have to wait to see that New York show? Cause I'm looking forward
I
to
think
that actually.
it's the 13th
Uh huh.
of June. Wait, of July.
Hmm.
So not super long until it starts, getting these current tapings, but it's they pretty much booked themselves up for like the next month or so. So
Right. Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess the six-sided ring. Let's see how much change it gets. I mean, it does look cool
right,
having it back. It feels very vintage TNA.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a cosmetic change that needed to happen, but like we mentioned before, like I'm just kind of hoping that they constructed it like they construct a normal four-sided ring so that it's not as bad on the workers and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, I'm happy to see it back because it's the TNA that was TNA.
That's how we get into it in the first place. Six-sided ring. That's what made it special. That's what everyone talked about.
Right,
They didn't talk about a four-sided ring. That's like just trying to be like the competition.
right. I mean, to be fair, at first they did have a four-sided ring, but
Right.
like I can't remember when they switched over.
I think when they started to do a lot of deals with Mexico.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be true.
Right. Because they worked a lot with AAA in the past. The Mexican promotion.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of made it weird was during the story mode of their video game. Like the whole thing is, you as Suicide needs to like, work his way up back through the Indies and through Mexico and shit. But
Right.
due to the way the game was made, like there was always a six-sided ring. So like, why does Mexico have a six-sided ring? Why does this random indie promotion have a six-sided ring?
Right. Like, wasn't it just a TNA Mexico thing?
Right.
This other indie company has six sides now.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny.
Uh, Other than that, I guess there is one thing I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
It's not really recent, but it was just kind of a topic. A couple years ago, when John Cena was champion. Oh hey, John Cena champion. Who would have thought?
Woohoo!
A couple years ago, he was on the Howard Stern show,
Uh huh.
and at one point, the black lady on the show, I don't know her name because I don't really listen, but she asked John, she's like, so you, the sport is like not real, right? Like it's fake, so why do you carry around the title and stuff? Like what is the title? What does it matter, if it's not a real sport? And
Hmm.
basically, John Cena, the way he answered the question, he just said, because it's got a giant WWE logo on it, so
Uh-huh.
when he makes appearances, people see it and they want to tune in. That's what he said. But
Yeah, I like.
but I kind of thought about it, like, because on the surface, her question is pretty valid. Like, what does your
That's
championship matter if it's not real competition, right?
that's true.
But, and this is something that I think pretty much everybody universally can agree on, is that WWE, even though the action in the ring is scripted, it is very much a real competition.
Hmm.
Because basically the championships to wrestlers are like Oscars and Grammys to actors.
That's actually a really good comparison because movie stars play characters, and that's the biggest prize, like you said.
Yeah, and basically what a championship is your company recognizing you for what you've done and what you can do for them. And the way
Hmm.
that it's a true competition is that not everybody is a champion in wrestling. Not everybody can make it as a champion in the WWE. There's
I
been
mean,
plenty of legends that have never won the title, like Roddy Piper.
right.
There's been, I'm sure there's been plenty of people that have never even won an Intercontinental Championship. I mean, hell, Tyson Kidd has never won a mid card title. He's only had the tag team titles.
Yeah, I mean, another thing too is the conditioning is a real thing. It's like much tougher than a standard gym routine.
I
You
mean,
still have you still have to know how to
yeah, the
take.
athleticism is still all there, obviously, but
Yeah,
the
so
fact is that people think it's not a real competition, which is true if you're just thinking about it as an in the ring standpoint. But the in the ring stuff is just a show. The real competition happens backstage,
right.
and basically, if you win that, then you can be a 15-time world heavyweight champion like John Cena.
He did something right.
Right.
But no, I see all the truth to it. Like, I guess because it's not like mixed martial arts where the fighting is real and you can knock somebody out in 3 seconds, even though the match was hyped up.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
also if you think about it too, um, what does the belt say? Does the belt mean that you're the best at what that you did? Period. Not really. Because if you think about it like this, you know, because there'd be plenty of people that say, well, you know, the whole WWE competition aspect, like, you know, getting the titles that don't matter, they still don't mean anything because they don't matter, and that's not true either. Because
hmm,
if you look at it, what does the title mean when you have it? Just in any sport, period. Like, for example, UFC. Let's say you're the UFC heavyweight champion.
right.
Does that mean you're the best UFC? You're the best MMA fighter? No, it doesn't mean you're the best at all. It doesn't even mean you're the best right now. It means you are the best in your weight class in that company because there are other MMA companies.
That's
So,
true. Yeah, it's not the universe.
right. And unlike, you know, how they sell it in wrestling where the WWE title is the most important, you know, the weight classes are there for your weight class. So the UFC heavyweight championship means the same as the UFC light heavyweight championship. It means the same as the UFC fucking other
It's just
weight
base.
championship.
It's just separated by weight class, but everybody is given equal footing because that represents the best of that particular weight class. But of
Right.
course, if they did it like that in WWE,
It,
best mid card.
they'd never be able to do that in WWE. The closest
Yeah,
thing
it'd
I've
be
ever
kind of
seen
weird.
to that in wrestling, at least in mainstream wrestling, was the couple of times where the X Division title main evented a pay-per-view in TNA.
And they were actually good matches.
Right. Like, that's the closest thing that I've ever seen to that. Other than that, no, it would never work. You would never see Randy Orton main eventing a pay-per-view for the United States title. It just won't happen.
Randy Orton with the United States title. RKO off the ladder.
Right.
Oh my god. That reminds me of during Money in the Bank when he tripped what's the name's leg and did the RKO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who did he do that to again? The RKO off the ladder.
That was I don't know. Oh, Cesaro.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the match was okay. It just wasn't what I wanted, pretty much. I mean, you know, fucking Bray Wyatt winning would have made everything so awesome, but then, you know, what would they do going forward? So, at least I still think that Bray Wyatt will get those titles one day. Like, I'm not super worried about it.
Yeah, the thing about this is something I realized the other day. See, WWE works as a business, and they have to be able to put people in seats, so they can't always do what the fans want all the time.
We're gonna have another Mankind moment with fucking Bray Wyatt.
Right.
Fucking, they're gonna give Bray, like, fucking one day on fucking TNA Impact. They're going to be like, oh, they're going to give Bray Wyatt the title right now. And then 90 million people switch over to see Bray Wyatt win the championship. And then they're going to start having signs that say Wyatt is God, which is funny because that's what he says he is. That's meta as fuck.
Uh-huh.
That is meta. Meta as fuck.
That's meta. Meta game.
Right. But I guess the high points of this pay-per-view is that we are going to get to see Seth versus Dean relatively soon. And I guess they want to do it at Battleground, and I hope if they do it again at SummerSlam.
Right.
Because, like, it seems like it'd be a waste to not have that match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they look like they'd have a pretty good rivalry. Like, I can even see them doing like a 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah. So that could be cool. Well, it is going to be cool. I don't know if the feud is going to be for the briefcase. I don't think it needs to be. Just those two guys hating each other and wrestling.
Right.
But it's cool that one day Seth Rollins, statistics say that he is going to be, within this next year, the WWE champion. That's what statistics say.
Within this, so you're saying within 2015?
No, within this year, you know.
Oh, when you said within this next year, I was like...
Yeah, so basically, anytime between now and next Money in the Bank, you know, he's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
Statistics say, at least. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. There have been 2 people that have failed. Cena and Paul Revere.
Paul Revere. Yeah, clearly it was Paul Revere that lost the match to Cena, not Damian Sandow.
Right, absolutely. It's like, the jobbers are coming. The jobbers are coming.
Right. But yes. Yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention about how WWE works as a business. So it's funny because TNA actually does do everything that the fans would want. Like, that's why you see everyone get like the world title at some point. But it feels... Okay, here's an example. Like, not taking anything away from Eric Young, but I know if it was WWE, he probably wouldn't be getting no world title right away.
Probably.
But basically, TNA can let people that are not like the glass ceiling win a championship. And the thing about that is that's more of the fan mentality. Sometimes people talk crap about TNA, but they're actually doing what the fans would like. But WWE, they have to make a business decision.
I mean,
Yeah.
TNA does that when it comes to their championship, but they also take it away too quickly. And it's like
Right.
it's like I said in our last show. Every time TNA has done something good in the past couple of years, they take it away instantly and make me not care.
Like Psych.
Like one big one was Austin Aries winning the world title. Like that was awesome, but then he lost it at Bound for Glory to Jeff Hardy. Fucking Jeff Hardy again, the John Cena of TNA.
And then he had a weird heel turn or something.
Right.
Like he was turning, I think he was turning heel around that time,
Dude,
right?
fucking guys in TNA turn heel and face so often that it's pointless to keep track anymore.
Yeah, everything is sporadic. Like
Fucking
1 week.
Eric Young is bound to be a heel next week, you know? Fucking come on.
There's no build up. They just kind of be heel and they act the same.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Roode is like a super face now.
Yeah, he is. Same guy, but he's back, so he's a face. And I guess to be fair, like that's kind of what happens when people make returns, but still.
Lesser of two evils. Bobby Roode has come back to the Impact Zone.
Right. Oh shit, Bobby Roode's back. Now he's friends with the guys that he tried to kill a couple weeks ago.
What else was going on? Yeah, but that's pretty much what I have to say about that subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. NXT. They had the. Well, let me see. What happened on NXT last week? It seems like such a long time ago.
Yeah.
Even though it was just this past Thursday.
Shit, and I watched it on Friday. I fell asleep before that shit came on.
Yeah, you know what? I do want to talk about something. So what do you think about Renee Young's performance in WWE so far?
I like it. She's adorable and actually gives a fuck.
Yeah, I think she does an incredible job because she's more like a personality herself than just a backstage interviewer.
And that's kind of the thing that the interviewers of today have kind of missed. Like, you know, as much as people like guys like Josh Matthews and stuff, and I'm sure there are plenty who do, like I liked him, but he was not Mean Gene.
Right.
You know, he was no way Mean Gene. He wasn't JR. You know, it was like people that had a personality, and Renee could easily be one of those people that are, because she actually kind of presents herself. She
jokes around with the talent,
right.
And she takes part in things like there was one. Like, she takes a part in a lot of more stuff. Like, even when they did the post show for NXT Takeover,
right.
You know, yeah, she was doing that. And then when Roman Reigns was on Main Event, the one before Money in the Bank.
All they need to do is just give her a nickname, and you got it. Like, fucking, just make her baby girl Renee Young.
Baby girl.
Boom. There you go.
You might want to take your shoes off, or you might want to take your shoes off so you can run if anything goes down. That actually happened.
Yeah.
Because Kane came out and Roman was like, "Get out the ring."
Fucking Roman Reigns with that foot fetish and shit. You might want to take your shoes off, baby girl. I want to see them puppies.
Look, here's my chance.
Fucking, he starts sniffing the shoe and shit. Fucking Roman Reigns becomes the WWE Samuel Shaw.
Wow, what a twist. But yeah, I agree though. Like, too many of the interviewers look like they act all cowardly or scared of the talent. Like, oh no, if I ask the wrong question, he might choke me.
I mean, they do that, yeah, but it's not even necessarily that. It's just they're all interchangeable. They're all like the referees, in which they don't matter. Which
they're not memorable, yeah.
Which you could say that's the point, because the stars are the wrestlers, but Mean Gene, you know, like fucking Mean Gene. He's a legend, and all he ever did was announce. you know?
Right.
So fuck it. Why not try and do that again? Why not?
It pays to be a personality.
Right. I think that's about it though for
Right.
for everything we got for today.
Hmm. Is this so we're waiting till July to do the next diva of the month?
Yeah. So I guess next episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Shit. I'm tired. Fucking. We ready to sign off? Everything good? Nothing to add?
Yeah, ready to sign off at 11:11. Make a wish. Yeah. Foundation. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching episode 25 of MAWS Talks Wrestling. We have been your hosts. I am LunaKage.
And I am Glenburg.
Almost forgot your name there, huh?
No, I was like, no, I was just building it up. And I am Glenburg.
And thank you guys for watching.
Peace and good night.